Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2023 Phillips 66 National Championships. I'm three-time Olympic medalist Brendan Hansen, alongside me, two-time Olympian Caitlin Sandino.
Hey guys, thanks so much for being here today. This is night 4 of 5. We only have 2 more nights of racing. Last night we saw some exceptional races, exciting atmosphere in here, and we got 3 more swimmers that got themselves a ticket punch to Fukuoka for World Championships.
Awesome race by Katie Grimes in the 400 IM, Tori Husk in the 100 fly last night, and DeRay Rose in the 100 fly as well. So bunch of new faces, some familiar faces, but either way, awesome racing.
As of this morning, we had 21 more new Olympic trials qualifiers. That brings the total to 486 swimmers that are qualified for next summer's Olympic trials that will be held at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Who's excited to be back in Indy next summer for Olympic trials? Are you guys gonna be there? Are you gonna be there? All right.
And Caitlin, I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot at stake here. We haven't been down on deck when they're warming up. It's a little bit intimidating, or maybe we just feel a little bit out of shape. I don't know what it is, but it's a lot of energy down here on the pool deck, but there is a lot at stake. We are picking 4 international teams here at the U.S. Nationals, the World Championships, the World Junior Championships, the Under-23 European Championships, and the Pan American Games.
There's a lot to be excited for. That the swimmers need your energy, so don't be afraid to get loud, to get excited, to get on your feet. We're trying to break records, we're trying to make teams, so fans, we need your help with that tonight.
Well, let's talk about, there's another group in the stands tonight. You may see them, they're up here over to my left, which tonight is community night here at the pool. This is an opportunity that USA Swimming did where we bring in folks to get the chance to experience. We bring in swimmers, coaches, and parents to really get an opportunity to see what this sport is about, the sport, Caitlin, that you and I love. But it's an even a better experience. They get goggles, they get kickboards, they're up there, they got shirts on, they get a chance to meet Olympians, a really great opportunity. Community night here at the USA Swimming Nationals.
All right, we're gonna shout out our special guests tonight. We have the Indianapolis Parks and Rec. Where are you guys at? Indianapolis Parks and Rec. Warren Aquatics Club, are you in the house yet? Warren Aquatics Club, where are you at? Here they are, up here.
Yeah.
The Lawrence, let's see here, the Warren Aquatics Club and the Lawrence Swim Team. Where's the Lawrence Swim Team? Where are you at? Not here yet, not here yet. They're probably in traffic. And we have a lot of other guests, family, supporters. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. We hope you enjoy Community Night with USA Swimming.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please turn your attention to the One America VIP deck above the turn end of the pool, where the USA Swimming Foundation is hosting National Team Alumni. Joining us tonight on the balcony and around the pool deck are a number of National Team alumni, including Annie Zhu, Brendan Hansen, Coley Stickles, Corey Chitwood, Cullen Jones, Doug Yurtsin, Doug Solstice, Elizabeth Beisel, Emily Bruneman-Klee, Emma Christeman Simonson, Jacob Hebley, Jeff Julian, Jeremy Lin, Jill Hley, John Mickinen, Caitlin Sandino, Katie Eris Wilson, Kelsey Dahlia, Laura Jackson, Lee Maurer, Lindsay Mintenko, Lydia Chase, Mackenzie Luz, Margot Gear, Mark Gangloff, Megan Reither, Melanie Margalis, Michael Lawrence, Michael Norman, Mike Bottom, Missy Franklin Johnson, Pablo Morales, Pace Clark, Ray Luz, Dr. Ron Carnot, Ryan Wakamura, Stephanie Williams Moreno, Trey Freeman, and Zach Apple. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for all the National Team alumni on deck tonight.
We have like 9 minutes before we go back up there.
Yeah, we really do.
Okay, so Michelle is USA Swimming's lawyer?
Yeah, she's our general counsel.
She's funny.
Yeah, she is.
What? How'd you get this stuff?
Katie, can I ask you a question? What are you doing?
I'm swimming 100 in 10 minutes.
Oh, so you're warming up?
Yeah, I'm swimming in 10 minutes.
Would you say that you're rather busy right now?
I'm swimming in 10 minutes.
All right, so then one more question for you since you're not busy. Excuse me, man. Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
I see you got the pink cowgirl hat going on. Can you please explain to the viewers kind of what's all rooting and tooting about it?
My coach and I have a little inside joke about cowboy hats. So since we were coming to Tennessee, I decided why not bring the pink cowboy hat.
And I see it's matching your suit. Is that intentional or is that just kind of ironic?
No, it's absolutely intentional.
What's something that you don't swim?
Breaststroke.
Well, you do the IM, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of swim breaststroke.
Swimming is a weird term for that one.
How does this song make you feel?
Good. You know, we'll zoom it out and when we put it on our story.
Coaches, swimmers, and team managers, at this time the competition pool is closed. Please clear the pool to ready for night 4 of competition. Once again, competition pool is now closed. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please stand, remove your caps, and turn your attention to our nation's flag for the national anthem. Singing the anthem this evening, local actor and retired naval officer, Dennis Jones.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please turn your attention to the awards podium, as tonight we celebrate 4 athletes who were originally awarded silver medals for their performance in the 4x200 freestyle relay at the 2016 Short Course World Championships. Please help us recognize that these athletes have now been awarded the gold medal for that incredible performance. Here to receive their gold medals, your 2016 Short Course World Champion Relay, Pace Clark, Zane Grothy, Jacob Peble, and Blake Perrone. Presenting the awards are your 2016 Short Course World Championship head coaches, Arthur Albiero and Yuri Sugiyama. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your 2016 Short Course World Champions in the 4x200 Freestyle Relay.
All right, Indy, we are just minutes away for some epic battles tonight. There's gonna be some stellar races. The women are gonna kick us off in the 400 freestyle. Obviously, all eyes on Katie Ledecky in the middle of the pool, but there's gonna be some tough competition in there.
Yeah, and Katie Ledecky's been on her game. She went 4:01 this morning. That's what she went out in the 800 freestyle, so I expect her to go a lot faster tonight. But right behind her, you have a bunch of star-studded kids coming up. Claire Weinstein, who won the 200 freestyle here, beating Katie Ledecky, is now going to be right next to her in the 400. So a lot of racing going on there. Don't forget to mention 2016 Olympian Leah Smith is in there. This is her bread and butter. She looked fantastic this morning.
The men will come up next with the 400. We have two Olympians in that race. We have Luke Hobson, who won the 200 freestyle. Kind of anybody's race in this, right?
Yeah, it's like a old school and young guns, right? That's the way I look at this. You definitely have Kieran Smith, the Olympian, definitely the contender. Ross Dance got a lot to prove, right? Last year at trials, he missed it. This year, he's coming in with a little bit of chip on his shoulder, so expect that. But then you got Jake Mitchell over there in the corner. I wouldn't be surprised to see him out there. So a lot of racing, any lane, any spot. I just see it really playing out nicely.
So your favorite race after that, the women's 100 breaststroke and the men's 100 breaststroke. Women's 100 breaststroke, Caitlin Dobler, 105.8 this morning. That's the fourth fastest time in the world. Obviously, Lily King in the mix with that as well.
Yeah, and this is going to be a really good one. Caitlin was the reigning national champion last year. Super stoked with her swim this morning at 105. And then you have Lily King right behind her. She won the 50 and the 200, so it's really going to be a really good race. Oh, geez. Lydia Jacoby.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
She finds a way. So the one thing about Lydia is she's going to be there at the last 15 meters, and that's where this race is won or lost.
I'm sure you'll have all the feels watching the men's 100 breaststroke. Talk us through that race tonight.
Yeah, it was a little conservative this morning, I thought. One guy under a minute. Now, to be competitive at the international stage, these guys are going to have to breaking a minute. So Nick Fink, the only guy to break a minute this morning, but I definitely expect a few of these guys to be under a minute tonight.
All right, the women's 100 backstroke. Were you here last night and watched the women's 50 backstroke? That was insane, and tonight is going to be just as epic. The women's 100 backstroke is just stacked.
It is, and it's just so nice to see Reagan Smith swimming the way she is. It's just the best when she's smiling. We love that. She swam so fast this week, but then Catherine is right behind her, Burkhoff. I mean, just the lights out speed here. Some of the fastest women that we've ever had in this event are in this heat. So it's really about the best of the best here tonight.
And then we're going to finish the night with the men's 100 backstroke. All eyes on Ryan Murph. What's going to go on with the second and thirds there?
I mean, it's really hard to say. And when you talk about the best of the best, it's really hard not to mention Ryan Murphy, right? The Cal guys have been swimming really, really well this week, so I would expect a lot out of Dustin here. So it's just going to be a really close race. But I think anything under 52.5, right in that range, is going to put us in a really good medal contention as we go into Worlds.
And Hunter and Justin are in that race. Hunter Armstrong and Justin Russ, who were 1-2 in the 50 backstroke last night. So you know they have a lot of speed to put out there. It's going to be an exciting night. Again, fans, don't be afraid to get loud. Don't be afraid to get on your feet. Show these swimmers your energy. This is day 4. We got to help them get through the rest of this meet. Only 2 more nights to go. But before we get to the action, take a look up top to see just memories from the past and things to look forward to tonight.
Katie Ledecky, just 17 years of age, is absolutely on fire right now. She's going to have to do it on her own because there is no one else around her. Looking for the world record. She needs to touch the wall before 3:59.15. And here she comes.
56, 57, she's going to do it!
She gets it!
There is Lochte, says he wants to prove everyone wrong. That's why he's coming back to swim. Lochte extending his lead to over 7/10 of the second. Final 50 here in the men's 200 IM. Pulling away from the field here. And Ryan Lochte is a winner once again, the national champion here in 2019.
Missy Franklin is going for her 4th consecutive title in this event.
Boy, she just has such presence that last 15 meters. She just has a completely different gear than everybody else.
And look at Missy Franklin with her patented finish. And she takes it. Fastest time in the world this year.
I think
Phelps, if he stays close, nobody can beat him coming home the last 50.
So Phelps has the lead, pulling out almost to a body length. Michael Phelps is going to double up here. Back-to-back butterflies at 50.45. That is the fastest time in the world this year.
We're gonna take on the world. We're gonna take on the world.
King still in front. Lily King gonna hold on and work her way to the win here in the 100 breast. She gets it done.
Wow.
He's in a good race here. Look at Fink surging. Right to the wall goes the touch. Nick Fink got him.
He did that in the final lunge.
We're gonna take on the world.
Reagan Smith charging along. The American record holder will win here with a U.S. Open record. Armstrong, too, the new American record holder. Can he back it up here? Armstrong to the wall. He's got it! World record for Hunter Armstrong. Woo!
All right, gotta love that sizzle reel, and here we go. Last night, you guys did a fantastic job getting this started. We are 30 seconds away from seeing our first event. It is community night here, and you are all part of this community making us fast here. So, Caitlin, I need a little help tonight from you.
I know, guys. Come on, get on your feet. Don't be shy. Let's practice now. Get up, get up, get up. Don't make us look bad out here. Come on, guys.
Come on,
get
here
up.
we go.
They need to hear you
They
in
are
the back.
behind that
They
curtain.
need to hear you. I don't know, Bernard.
A little bit louder.
Louder.
Can we get? Let's go.
Let's go.
Ah, here we
Let's hear
go.
you. Thank you for being here, Indy. Stay loud. We're excited to have you. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pool deck, the B final of the women's 400 meters freestyle. Swimming in your B final in lane number 1 from the Sandpipers of Nevada, Mackie Hodges.
One of them on the left might just be going for the world record tonight. We shall see. Stay tuned for that.
Well, we'll get you rolling here with some B final coverage from the women's 400 freestyle. And this group includes Rachel Steggy was 7th in the 800 free from Athens Bulldog Swim Club. She'll be in lane number 3. Jillian Cox 2nd in the 800 free, essentially booking a spot for herself on the World Championship team this summer. And Emma Wyatt Rowdy, the Olympic silver and world bronze medalist in the 400 IM, disqualified in prelims after an illegal kick in the breaststroke leg, so trying to bounce back here and finish out her meet with some good swims.
Yeah, that was a look at Jillian Cox. There's Emma Wyatt right there. Just a heartbreaker not being able to swim that 400 IM. Her preliminary time would have seeded her 2nd. Bounce back here. She was 20th in the 200 freestyle. Not the best meet, but we haven't seen the last of Emma Wyatt. She'll be back. 21 years of age. She's got a great career still ahead of her. The 17-year-old, you mentioned Jillian Cox. She might be the favorite here. There were 9 swimmers that broke 410. She is one of them. How'd you like to go 409 plus and not make a final at a U.S. Nationals? Again, the example of the depth, Jason, that the United States has in event after event.
So Wyatt in that pink cap setting the pace, or excuse me, Jillian Cox in the pink cap setting the pace. Wyatt is 2 lanes over there in lane number 6, and among those battling there for 2nd spot.
Right, Cox, you can't miss her with that pink cap, and as you said, there's Wyatt right there. Kind of hanging in there. If you look at best times, Wyatt isn't in that mix. It's Steggy Stieg and Cox, who's actually been 4:06, by far the fastest in this B final. And Cox just missed that A final, again, by 9/100ths of a second. So close to making that A final.
Getting into a groove, Jillian Cox in a little over a second lead at the 150-meter mark. Roddy, the 17-year-old, again with that career swim in the 800 free. Get buoyed by that, kind of see what you can do the rest of a meet of this caliber and get ready for what you expect to be the World Championship experience. Again, all the spots not secured until the USA announces its team based on the selection needs coming up here at the end of the meet.
Well, there's pressure on every single swimmer, whether you finish dead last or you're winning championships like Katie Ledecky, you've got pressure. But I think the pressure, Jason, is relieved in a big way for Jillian Cox. And I think even at the start of the meet, not a lot of people picked her to make this World Championship team, finishing second in the 800. So for her, as you said, essentially booking her ticket to Japan, and now she can just let this one fly and maybe take some risk by going out for it, which she did, about half second faster than she did in the prelims.
Well, she's not the only 17-year-old charging here in the 400 free. Addison Sawicki from Sarasota Sharks trying to pull alongside here another 17-year-old. She was 14th in the 200 free. That's her best result of this Phillips 66 National Championship so far, and she's knifed down Cox's lead to about 7:10.
Yeah, Sawicki really has the most speed in this group. Not sure she can match Cox coming home the last 100, but she certainly has the speed, as you said. With that finish in the 200 free, she also swam the 100 freestyle, something most of these swimmers did not do. But it would be hard to bet against Cox here this last 50. Getting ready to enter her freshman year at Texas. Boy, Sawicki's gonna go her best time. Her best is 4:12. She went it this morning.
They're trying to see if she can hang around in there for second spot with Steggy and Wyant both coming strong. But the win here in the B gonna go to Jillian Cox. And that's a new personal best for her by a couple of tenths. And it will be Emma Wyant racing up to snare second away from Sawicki. Steggy ends up in fourth here in the B.
Nice close there for Wyant, but how about the young
Over a decade of dominance for Katie Ledecky, including that then world record of the 2014 Nationals. And Ledecky ready to roll, the current American record holder here in the women's 400 free as we get set for the final. 7-time Olympic gold medalist, 19-time long course world champion, dazzled in winning the 800 free here at this meet. Her fastest time in that event in 7 years, but was upset in the 200 free by teenager Claire Weinstein. Ledecky cruising though in the heats here for the 400. Fastest by about 5 seconds. Let's meet the rest of the competitors here in this race, including Kenzie McMahon from University of Alabama Swim Club. She was 6th in the 800 free. She'll be in lane number 1. Bella Sims from Sandpipers of Nevada, Olympic relay silver, world relay gold last summer. Florida recruit, ran 3rd of the 200 free with a new personal best time. Leah Smith, 28-year-old, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, trains at Longhorn Aquatics. 4 Olympic and world medals combined in this event, including world bronze in Budapest last summer. Then it's Katie Ledecky, 2016 Olympic champ of this event, silver in Tokyo. And then she won the world title in the 400 last summer again. Claire Weinstein, 16-year-old from Sandpipers of Nevada, again won the 200 free national title in thrilling fashion, out-touching Ledecky for the surprise win. She's right there in lane 5. Then it's Erin Gemmel from Nation's Capital Swim Club, the 18-year-old U.S. national champ of the 400 free last summer. That event held after Worlds in Irvine, California. Kevin Gormson was an Olympic trials finalist in this event 2 years ago as a 16-year-old, now 18, from Long Island Aquatic Club. She'll be in lane 7. And Paige Madden from New York Athletic Club, 24-year-old, 7th in the 400 at the Tokyo Olympics and won relay silver there with Team USA. And Leah Smith Rowdy's won a bunch of medals in the middle distance events in her career, been so good for so long. 4th in the 800 free, but a constant podium threat in this event, except you're on a lower step usually than her.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but to her credit, everybody else is too. Leadership that Leah Smith has provided for Team USA when she's on that national team. Great example of perseverance. Ledecky likes to blast out, no doubt about it. Looks so easy this morning. Oh, that's about the easiest 401. I've seen her go a lot of 401s, but that's about the easiest I've ever seen her in a preliminary. You talked about her 200 free getting upset, and it was an upset. It absolutely was. Claire Weinstein, who's right above her. There's Ledecky in the middle. Right above her is Weinstein, and she. It's a lot more difficult, Jason, to follow up a race like the 800 she had the night before that race. You know, so to put that 800 in and to have 2 really good 200s, it just is more difficult than when she was younger.
26 years of age now and still powering away. Again, held the world record in this race for a good chunk of time before Ariane Titmus of Australia got it last year, and then Summer McIntosh, the team phenom from Canada, stole it away again earlier this year from Titmus with her time in March.
Yeah, I mentioned she went 401 in the prelims. When she went that 807 that you were talking about earlier, that she did earlier in the meet, one of the best times she's ever done, obviously, she was out in 401. So you gotta think she's gonna go faster than that. I think the U.S. Open record is certainly in jeopardy. Another one that she has, fastest on American soil, that's 3:57.9. I think the other thing Katie would like to accomplish here is to plant a seed. Not necessarily going 3:56 flat, which McIntosh did earlier, breaking the world record this year, but I think she wants to say, I'm going to be there in perhaps the most anticipated race when we get to Japan, and that is that 400 freestyle with Summer McIntosh, Titmus from Australia, the former world record holder, all three of them having the world record now in the 400 freestyle, 1 point or another.
Ledecky here, still with the lead, about 2 seconds. Bella Sims, Rowdy, again, among the other members of the 4x200 free relay team that won gold last summer. All 4 women are in this race. Ledecky, Claire Weinstein, Leah Smith, and Bella Sims, who is the anchor there and has had personal best in the 100 and 200 frees this week, continuing to swim strong.
I think the only 2 that really have a shot to get second here are now Bella Sims, right there toward the bottom, and then right above her, the veteran Leah Smith, 10 years her senior. Although Paige Madden, another veteran at 24, way up at the very top. Now the question is, how fast does Katie go? She's been 30 points, she's 30.7 on that 50 there. She's gonna have to be under a minute to be able to break 358. She's 30.8 there, so not sure she's gonna be able to do that. Should go under 4 minutes though.
Ledecky in control, Sims trying to hold off Leah Smith. Again, the up-and-comer against the established veteran here for the United States for second place. Ledecky still holding her own. And let's see what time she posts en route to yet another national title here in Indianapolis. Ledecky to the wall, just over 4 minutes. Sims with enough juice to hold off Smith for second. Another new personal best here at this meet for Bella Sims. This one by over 3 seconds.
Yeah, what a swim. As you see Katie Ledecky not going to be happy with that time. There's no question about it. Bella Sims, on the other hand, that picture right there says it all. Yeah, you know, I think we're so used to Katie doing extraordinary things every time she races, and it's so unfair. We should be celebrating this. For crying out loud, she just went 4 minutes in the 400 free, making it look easy. And we should be hip, hip hooraying that. It just happens to be Katie Ledecky, and unless she does something that just electrifies you, it almost feels like a letdown. And believe me, from my perspective, I relish every single time she swims in the pool, regardless of how she does. And what a swim for Bella Sims.
Katie, congratulations, another national championship. What are your takeaways from tonight's race?
It wasn't great, but I'll take it. There's always things to learn from, so I'll try to learn as much as I can and be better in a couple weeks.
Well, for those of us watching, on the outside looking in, it seems great. So for you, what would you say was something that you'd like to improve on for next time?
Yeah, I think I just didn't feel like I was in my rhythm right from the start, so I think just making sure that I'm ready to go when I dive in and build throughout the race and finish really strong.
Well, congratulations again. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Katie Ledecky, not super enthused, but as Rowdy mentioned, always a treat to get to watch her perform. And still with a comfortable margin here by nearly 3 seconds over Bella Sims, Leah Smith, Paige Madden following up those 2. Well, not in rhythm, but good enough in sync to add to her list of U.S. national titles.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome the award ceremony for the women's 400 freestyle. Presenting the awards for the women's 400 freestyle, Director of Indy Parks and Recreation, Phyllis Boyd. Your third place finisher with a 403.85 from Longhorn Aquatics, Leah Smith. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, finishing in third, Leah Smith. Your runner-up with a 403.25 from the Sandpipers of Nevada, Bella Sims. And your 2023 Phillips 66 National Champion with a 400.45 from Gators Swim Club, Katie Ledecky. Another big round of applause for the medalists in the women's 400 freestyle, led by your champion, Katie Ledecky.
Indianapolis serving as sensational hosts here for this Phillips 66 National Championships. Winners exiting the podium after getting their medals and picture time there. Katie Ledecky, Leah Smith, Bella Sims. Bobby Fink knows about being on a podium. Double Olympic gold from Tokyo. Having fun over there with the Gator gang. Time now for the B final here in the men's 400-meter freestyle. Paul Peterman still with that world record from 2009 at the World Championships. Larson Jensen still owns the American record. Drew Kibler, third in the 200 free. One of the headline performers in this event, part of the U.S. gold medal 4x200 free relay squad last summer at Worlds. Charlie Clark already second of the 1500. There's Drew Kibler. Also got Jay Litherland here, Olympic and world silver medalist in the 400 IM, who ran fourth in that race here at this meet.
Most likely Jay will be heading to the Pan American Games on another national team. Been on so many. Good mix here. You've got a lot of guys that are 1,500 guys, especially on the outside lanes. Those middle three, more 200, 400 guys. Kibler, he was a finalist in the 100 free. He's had a great meet. Julian Hill, he has swum the 1650 at the NCAA championships, but didn't swim the 1500 here. So he was I say semi-finalist, because when we get to next summer, this will be, oh no, won't be semi-final. Right, the 400s only have prelims and finals, but he has swum in another semi-final, the 200 freestyle, which will be a semi. Like these other guys, all real good 1,500 guys. And you're up there in lane 8 with 6th in the 1,500. So you don't want the outside guys being any close to you with 50 or 100 left to go, because they're going to have some juice at the end to be able to get home.
Julian Hill pushing his way forward here in lane 4. Also in the B final of the 200 free here this week. Above him is Drew Kibler, below him is Litherland. So some established vets all around.
He's another one like Jillian Cox in the women's B final that just missed making the A final 15/100ths of a second. Off of finaling there. Had to be under 350 to make the big dance coming up. Right now, Jason, a couple tenths separates 4 swimmers.
That bodes well here for a potential thrilling finish in this B.
Kibler up there with that white cap. There he is coming at you right now. And that's another good shot of this line of swimmers coming into that wall with 150 meters left to go. You don't want to take your eye off of Alec Inyart up there in lane number 8. Again, that's a 1500 guy. As I said, 6th in the 1500. He won the consoles at the team trials back in 2022.
Charlie Clark, you mentioned not having one of those 1500 guys too close here. Well, he's real close, like in the lead, essentially. As they get set up here towards the finish.
How did I miss this guy? Charlie Clark, what a meet he has had thus far. Heading to Japan as well, finishing 2nd in the 1500, and he has taken off. That's a 28.7 right there. Nobody else was under 29. So it is all Charlie Clark now. Look at the tempo he's picked up.
Julian Hill countering back in lane 4.
Kibler.
Yep. Told you this one had the chance to be a thriller at the finish. Clark trying to hang in there. Kibler digging hard. 2-man race now. And Charlie Clark gonna have enough to get it done and win the B. 3:49.54, just a couple of tenths off his personal best. Kibler in there in 2nd, about 3 tenths behind.
He did it. I was going to say he did it all his last 100, didn't he, Jason?
Yeah, and he also topped his personal best by almost a second.
Yeah, 2 guys that breaking 350 there at the end. Good race to the finish. And Kibler, the 100, 200 guy, shows what he's made of in the 400, going his lifetime best, as you said, by almost a second.
2 good swims for both Clark and Kibler, and Elijah Shoya as well from Northern Kentucky Clippers Swimming. New personal best as well for him to run 3rd.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the championship final of the men's 400 meter freestyle.
Time now for the men's 400 free, presented by Toyota. Toyota, proud partner of USA Swimming and Team USA. Let's go places. Kieran Smith from Ridgefield, Connecticut, earned Olympic bronze in Tokyo 2 summers ago, 7th at the Worlds last summer in this event. Looking solid in the 200 meters with a 2nd place spot to help him earn a trip to Worlds, at least relay duty, potentially in that event. Looking to swim this event there as well. Well, Jake Mitchell from the University of Florida, he too, like Smith, Olympic finalist for the U.S. in the 400 in Tokyo. Mitchell from the University of Florida in lane 1. Aaron Shackle having a nice week from Carmel Swim Club here in Indiana. 18-year-old with some lifetime bests this week. His first A final of the meet here in the 400 free. Same for Rex Maurer of Rose Bowl Aquatics, under 3:49 for the first time in prelims. He's in lane 3. Ross Dan, top qualifier by 3 tenths, was 3rd at the team trials in this race last year, trying to make his first ever world team. Kieran Smith, again, the Gator product collegiately, Ridgefield Aquatic Club, 2nd quick in the heats. Now at age 23 in lane 5, David Johnston, 21-year-old from Longhorn Aquatics in Texas, 4th in the 1500 at this meet. Luke Hobson, another Longhorn aquatic swimmer, national champion of the 200 free, won the 200 and 500 yard frees at the NCAAs this year for the Longhorns. And James Plage, all-time best swim for him in the prelims this week for the 20-year-old from Wolfpack Elite. A look at that field there, Rowdy. Luke Hobson mentioned the breakout season for him collegiately. It's carried over here to long course at Nationals.
Yeah, he has had a great meet. That 200 free was special, fun to watch. Definitely one of the favorites. Only 1.3 seconds separates these top 8 swimmers, but even more importantly, just over a half a second separates the top 6 going into this final.
Setting up for a whale of a finish here in Indy in this 400 free.
I love hearing Smith's back half in the prelims this morning. We know what he's capable of doing on the front half. He's got that speed, obviously, from that 200 freestyle, and what he's been able to do in the 400 free, winning that bronze medal a couple years ago. Actually, this is probably the weakest event for the U.S. men. At least the last couple of years, nobody ranked in the top 10 in the world this year. Carson Foster was the only one last year. He didn't swim that event here. But again, the weakness turns into an opportunity for a lot of these guys. 3:46.4 is the 10th fastest time in the world this year. I think there are at least 2 or 3 guys that have that capability. Another guy you want to watch real quick here, Jason, right down at the bottom. See that guy right there? You mentioned him. Jake Mitchell. Watch his back half. No question the best back half of anybody in this field. So if he's close, he's definitely going to have a chance. He's already heading to Tokyo on the 800 free relay. He was 4th in the 200. And he's got a vision. You see he's breathing over there. He can at least see Kieran Smith. I don't think he can see Hobson, but at least he's got that visual of what's to his right now.
Hobson in the lead here by over 3/4 of a second. Working out of lane 7, Kieran Smith secure in 2nd place for the moment. And then it's David Johnston next door.
Wow. Hobson was 1:49.6. Just put a little perspective on that. He was 4 seconds, almost 4 seconds faster than he was in the preliminaries. Even if he holds basically the same time he came back in, he's gonna be 3:45. And there's Kieran Smith, right there together. Texas, Florida, seen a lot of that over the years.
Well, Hobson's Texas teammate is coming strong. David Johnston, again, more known for longer distances, 4th in the 1500 already here at Nationals. He has supplanted Hobson right now for 2nd.
And he may be the only true 1500 guy. So he's gonna have some stuff coming home the last 100 too. And now Hobson has fallen off. He's hurt, there's no doubt about it. You can see the tempo at the top. He's really slowed down that tempo. And now you've got to keep an eye on these 2 guys, and don't forget it, McGahee was fastest in the last 50 this morning. Excuse me, Mitchell. Jake Mitchell down the bottom.
Again, Smith, Johnston, 1-2. Ross Dant trying to see if he can get up into the conversation. Mitchell bottom the screen at lane 1, trying to be there as well. Johnston and Smith stroke for stroke right now. Mitchell mounting a charge here in the final meters. Johnston pulling ahead of Kieran Smith. Jake Mitchell there too. David Johnston will get there and win the 400 free over Kieran Smith. Long-awaited breakthrough for him to make a world championship team. Been so close so often. Runner-up in the 1500, got the win now.
Wow. Unbelievable. I love it. What a great kid. What a good guy, and so many people pulling for him. He's over there, Hobson over there in 7, had that early lead. He might have gone out a little too fast at that 149 plus. He ended up fading at the end to 7th, but what a race to the end. Kieran Smith, 346. Both of them pop into the top 10 in the world. Opportunity, absolutely. Mitchell tried to make a charge at the end. He's also 346. But these two guys right here, and you couldn't be more happy for David Johnston, now on this national team. Yes, sir.
Demolished his personal best by about 3 seconds.
David, what a race, holding off the likes of Kieran Smith in a really, really talented field. There was a huge reaction from you when you looked up and saw those results. Just describe the emotions that you were having when you saw what you had accomplished.
This is definitely the highlight of my career so far. Being in Indy's been a ton of fun. Thanks to the crowd and everybody for making that fun for me. I've been dreaming of something like this my whole life, and I just want to say thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me the ability to do that, and just praise the Lord for giving me great teams, great coaches around me at Texas to be able to do something like that. I've always dreamed of it.
Well, congratulations, that dream's now a reality.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to being in Japan with Team USA. Shock the world.
Proud Longhorn there, strutting his stuff, and why not? He earned it again, beating Kieran Smith to the finish, a guy that has Olympic bronze to his credit from this race. Jake Mitchell coming hard as well, ends up in 3rd with Ross Dant 4th. David Johnston, so close so often, not denied now. He is a Phillips 66 national champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome the award ceremony for the men's 400-meter freestyle. Presenting awards in the men's 400 meters, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He helped Team USA capture gold in the 4x100 freestyle relay and the 4x100 medley relay at the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. An Indiana Hoosier, please welcome Zach Apple. Finishing 3rd in a time of 3:46.87 from the University of Florida, Jake Mitchell. Silver medalist in 3:46.11, representing Ridgefield Aquatic Club, Kieran Smith.
Podium time here for the men's 400 free. David Johnston gets the win and celebrates. Get 4th in the 1500 free, Rowdy, but #1 here.
Yeah, I'm so happy for that guy. You know, he's been so close, as you said, so many times. That's Zach Apple giving that award to him, a double Olympic gold medalist from Tokyo. That had to feel good. Kieran Smith heading back. Jake Mitchell having a great last closing. All good races there at the end. Like to see some swims under 47.
100-meter breaststroke time. Lily King, the world and American record holder, on standby in a hotly contested A final to come up. But first here, a look at the B. And some other competitors that have been in A and B finals this week here in breaststroke, including Miranda Tucker. 26-year-old was 7th in the 50 breast. Isabel Odgers from Trojan Swim Club at USC. She was 7th in the 200 breast. And Kaylin Gridley won the B final in the 200 breast from Duke University. There's Miranda Tucker. Had to win a swim off to get into that 50 breast final, did so, and then earned 7th position. Piper Engie in lane number 8. About a solid week for the 17-year-old from Bellevue Club swim team outside of Seattle. A final in the 200 breast and won the B final in the 50 breast.
Yeah, there are a lot of really good swimmers here, Jason, in both the 50 and the 200, and you marry that together in the 100, this certainly has some great potential to be a real fun race to watch here. It doesn't look like it on paper. A full second separates these 8 swimmers, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think.
Take your mark.
We can separate those 3 in the middle, 3, 4, and 5. A lot of PBs this morning. 5 swimmers going best times. He had the best start up there in lane 8. He really has the best combination of the credentials you need for a good 100. As you said, the combination of 8th in the 200 and the 9th in the 50. And this 100's a wacky race.
Gridley with the edge, not by a lot. Top 3 separated there by less than a half tenth.
And this is the makeup we thought coming in, that it had the potential, and it is living up to that, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 swimmers in the thick of this.
How about a super pack half here from Isabel Odgers right now in lane 3, trying to inch ahead. Gridley countering in lane number 5. Abby Aarons from Wolfpack Elite there in lane 4. Give the win to Kaylin Gridley by about a tenth and a half over Aarons. Odgers ends up in 3rd, and Miranda Tucker 4th.
Well, it was a great race for 85 meters. And then Gridley made sure that the last 15 belonged to her. No question, she made that charge the last 15. Only swimmer to break 108. Aarons, who's had a great meet, 108 flat, almost under 108. That's a PB right there. Odgers goes her best time. Nice.
So Gridley, and looking strong. Another B final win here at Nationals for the Duke University performer. Championship affair here in the women's 100-meter breaststroke, and the crowd buzzing with one of their own from the state of Indiana in the mix. That would be Lily King, the world record holder, 2-time world champ and Rio Olympic gold medalist here in her home state. Looking for a breaststroke sweep here, already run the 200 breast and the 50 breast. But she'll have some healthy competition, including the woman that stunned her and everybody else at the Tokyo Olympics. The teenager from Alaska, Lydia Jacoby, wants to spoil the party again like she did at those Olympics. Hannah Bach from Ohio State University in lane number 1. She was 5th in the 50 breast. Annie Laser alongside in lane 2 from Indiana Swim Club, the veteran Olympic bronze medalist from Tokyo, trying to make another world team before she says she's going to retire later this year. And the Indiana fans liking that. There's Lydia Jacoby from Seward Tsunami Swim Club there in Alaska. Swims in college in Texas. 2nd in the 50 breast. Right behind Katie Ledecky. Caitlin Dobler, top qualifier with a personal best in the heats for the Trojan Swim Club performer. 4th in the 200 breast, 3rd in the 50 breast, trying to make her first world team. There's Lily King, 2nd quick in prelims. Only about a 10th, though, behind Dobler. And the fans love their Lily here in Indiana. Rachel Bernhardt having a fine meet from Team Charlotte Swimming. The 28-year-old, 6th in the 50 breast, personal best in the heats for this race as well. Emma Weaver, Cavalier Aquatics, Piedmont Family YMCA, her 3rd A final of the week. And Skylar Smith, another one with a career swim in the heats here in the 100 breast. She was 4th in the 50 breast, the 19-year-old from North Carolina Aquatic Club. There's Dobler.
Yep, she could spoil this party right here. I mean, I think the race comes from the middle of the pool. 3, 4, and 5, that's where it's going to come from. I think Lily King and Jacoby, no question, are the favorites. But if anybody can spoil this, it's Dobler. But she's going to have to go faster. 105.8, when her best time, might have to go faster than that.
Take your mark.
The race in the prelims was crazy because Jacoby swam the front half and King swam the back half. I think that's going to change up a little bit here. I think Lily King's going to do what she normally does, charge out. But Dobler did that as well in the prelims. She was the fastest first 50 this morning.
Dobler right now in the dark cap, King above her, Jacoby below her. That fearsome threesome right now, the center of the pool here in this 100-meter breaststroke.
Boy, Dobler is not going to go down easily. I said she could spoil this party. The only thing is that Jacoby has such a great back half. That's how she won the gold medal. And here she comes with a charge. Could King be left out? That would be the huge shocker. But nobody should be doubting the champ.
King with that home crowd backing her vocally, trying to bring it on here and come from behind. Lily King picking it up in lane 5. Jacoby there, Dobler fading. King forcing her way, looking for the national championship sweep. She's got it.
Why in the world would you doubt Lily King? I mean, did I say King? Could King be left out? That's a rhetorical question, by the way. No way! She's too much of a champion. She's got that competitive fire that is so, I don't want to say rare, but boy, I have seen it in a handful of swimmers like Lily King, but there's not many. Oh, she is fearless, especially when she knows that she has a chance to go down. Here it is, right there. We said it was gonna come from those 3, and it did. King was 3rd at the 50. And there's Dobler in the middle of them. And you thought, well, maybe Dobler can do this. I knew Jacoby was gonna charge on, but maybe Dobler can do this. And Dobler went amazing. She's the 4th fastest swim in the world. Caitlin Dobler is. But now you've got the 1st and 3rd fastest swimmer in the world ahead of her. That's how good those 3 swimmers were.
All right, Lily, wow, what a swim, what a race. 3 for 3 on national championships so far this week. What were you thinking coming down that final stretch when it was such a tight race?
Just that I had some gas left, so that's always a good feeling, and knowing that you're going to finish well, and that's what the training pays off.
Well, speaking of that training, what was the race plan coming into today?
Honestly, kind of switched it up a little bit from normal. I just had some really easy speed in the 200 2 days ago and kind of wanted to take that and run with it. So I was a lot longer than I normally am, and so I'm pretty fast, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I think you could say that. Earlier in the week, you said that the 50 felt natural. How would you describe tonight's race?
Even better. Yeah, it was, again, and not taking it out like an idiot is something new for me, but I think it paid off, and just to be comfortable and
and ready for my race plan. And a great show for these fans once again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And the fans showering her with praise, and why not? 3 breaststroke races, 3 national titles for Lily King. The results official. Jacoby there in the 2nd spot, and Dobler close again, but ends up here in 3rd position with Emma Weber and Rachel Bernhardt rounding out the top 5. Lily King always races so hard, but here at home in Indiana, finds a little extra with boost from that Hoosier proud crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the awards podium the award ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke. Presenting the awards for the women's 100 breaststroke, head agent coach of Greater Evansville Alumni team, the Phillips 66 National Championship Club of the Day, Nick DeFontes. Finishing in 3rd place with a 105.38 from the Trojan Swim Club, Caitlin Dobler. 105.16, representing Seward Tsunami Swim Club, Lydia Jacoby. And your 2023 Phillips 66 national champion with the fastest time in the world this year of 104.75 from Indiana Swim Club, Lily King. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your medalists in the women's 100 breaststroke, led by your champion, Lily King.
Racing from lane 1, representing California Aquatics, Matthew Jensen. Lane 2, Metroplex Aquatics, Zir Fan. 3, Indiana Swim Club, Jason.
Got your phone handy, pop it out and scan that QR code to purchase your tickets for the U.S. Olympic Team Trials next June here in Indianapolis, staged at a football field for the first time at Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indy. Time now for the men's 100-meter breaststroke, B final action. And some guys with pretty good resumes here in this mix, including the veteran Will Lacone. He'll be in lane number 7 from Longhorn Aquatics. Max McHugh from Minnesota was an Olympic Trials finalist in this race. Tommy Cope in lane 4 from Club Wolverine. Made a couple of A finals in the breaststrokes this week. 7th in the 200 breast, 5th in the 50 breast, as you look at Will Lacone.
Certainly feel for Max McHugh with that DQ in the 50 earlier in the meet. Tremendous collegiate career, obviously, and hope he does well here. Kind of keep him motivated to moving on to the Olympic trials next summer. Cope probably has the best credentials, finaling in that 250. It's going to help him here in the 100.
Yeah, the leader at the halfway point by about 3/10. Can anybody pull back on him? Cheer fan from Metroplex Aquatics, the 19-year-old in lane 2, mounting a charge now.
Well, Lacone up there in 7 was the only other guy that finished higher in the 200 breaststroke. It's going to be Cope.
Yeah, Tommy Cope will take it. The battle is for second. And wow, Max Reich sneaking in there to get it. Luke Rodarte there in third. Tommy Cope able to take it all the way and get the win there. Just over a minute there. Max Reich there in second. Rodarte comes home in third. Then it's Lacone and Jason Yep. Time for the final in the men's 100-meter breaststroke. Adam Peaty, the world record holder. Michael Andrew, the American record holder, struggled in heats. Only 17th fastest, did not make this final. Nick Fink did. Soon to be 30-year-old from Metro Atlantic Aquatic Club. Won the 50 breast title already here at this meet. He's the reigning world champion at that event, trying for a second national title here right now in Indy. The rest of the field of 8 here vying for this title, including Charlie Swanson of Nova of Virginia Aquatics. Swam the 200 breast at Worlds last summer. Trying to get back there. 6th in the 200 breast, 7th in the 50 breast so far at this meet. Noah Nichols in lane 2 from Cavalier Aquatics, Piedmont Family YMCA. 3rd in the 50 breast. Personal best in the heats in this race. There's Josh Matheny from Indiana Swim Club. Strong second for him already in the 200 breast. Some Hoosier love for him. Nick Fink only got to crack the minute mark in the heats as the top qualifier. And a little wave for the fans. Fink turns 30 next week. Jake Foster from Manta Rays in Ohio. University of Texas product, 22-year-old, 3rd of the 200 breast. And a new lifetime best for him in the heats to earn the 2nd qualifying spot. Matt Fallon, Ivy League champion from Penn, representing Athens Bulldog Swim Club. National champ already in the 200 breast in his typical comeback fashion. Cody Millard, age 31, from Sandpipers of Nevada, Olympic bronze medalist in this event. Medley relay gold from Rio, trying to make his first world team since 2017, a guy that's got training ties here in Indiana. And Mitch Mason from Tiger Aquatic Swim Club, the 20-year-old from LSU, 4th in the 50 breast, another swimmer with a personal best in this race in the heats. And Matheny, again, national champ last summer in this event in Irvine, California.
Well, the United States has relied on Nick Fink so much over the years, and he is about the only one right now.
Take your marks.
Outside Nick, this really is perhaps the weakest event today for the United States. 59 flat is the 10th ranked time in the world this year. There are only 3 in this final that have ever even broken a minute. So Nick Fink has that A cut. In fact, only 2 have the A cut. You have to actually have a qualifying time to make the World Championships. That's 59.75. Only Nick Fink and Matheny have that cut.
Right now, Fink ahead here by a half second. Mitch Mason looks strong early in lane 8, but falling back. Noah Nichols right there in second.
Watch up there. Lane 7, that's Cody Miller, the veteran. Matt Fallon dead last. just at the 50. Does he have enough to get home?
Normally working from behind, but will he have enough time? Nick Fink cruising his way towards the wall. He'll get the win here at Nationals. Second spot going to Matheny with a furious charge to get it done.
That's the Nick Fink. That's the Nick Fink we know and love. Forget that 200, forget that 50. He's all about the 100 here, and that is awesome. Wow, that is a heck of a time. That's the second fastest time in the world this year. I mean, he went from 59.9 this morning to 58.3 tonight. That's a heck of a swim. There he is, right there in the middle. He never really gets off to a great start. He doesn't have a great reaction time, but boy, his underwater is good. That pullout is, he was last off the blocks, but that pullout is exceptional. And then he just folds right into that wall. So much better than anybody else in the world, I think. World champion in short course meters, so you know the kind of turns he has. And then that key quality for a great breaststroker. Surge forward, quick heels. Wow, what a swim. And Matheny, who already had the A cut, goes his best time. 2 reps for USA.
Nick, the second fastest time in the world this year and your second national title this week. What are your takeaways from the race?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of overwhelming still. You know, I've been here before, but every time it feels like I'm making it for the first time. So I'm so happy to see a time like that, and I can't wait to do it against the best at Worlds.
You also have a 9-to-5 job. We talked about this last night. How do you balance that with swimming at the level that we just saw?
Well, how do they balance me leaving work for practice? No, they're really flexible, and I kind of just am able to get everything in and still able to do what I can do in the pool, and for that, I'm really thankful that they're kind of letting me do it.
They certainly are. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Second national title of this meet for Nick Fink, and he joins lofty company, making his 5th world team appearance. Less than 15 American swimmers all time have made at least 5 or more world teams to represent the United States. Nick Fink finding his best as he gets ready to turn age 30 here in men's breaststroke.
And now please join me in welcoming the awards ceremony for the men's 100-meter breaststroke. Presenting awards for the men's 100-meter breaststroke, a 2016 Olympian that helped Team USA capture gold in the 4x200-meter freestyle relay. Please welcome Melanie Margalis.
More medal moments coming here in Indianapolis. Noah Nichols from Cavalier Aquatics Piedmont Family YMCA. Pop it on to that 3rd step, his 2nd third place of the meet. To go along with 3rd of the 50 breast.
What a swim for Matheny. Doubling up now in that 100 and 200. Lifetime best, just outside top 10 ranking in the world. And wow, this guy is money. Jason, he is money. 27.2 on the way out. Faster than anybody else. Faster than anybody else coming home. 2nd fastest time in the world this year, and a PB at pretty much 30 years of age next week.
Got it by 100th of a second, but still got it. And he'll head to Worlds in Japan with even more confidence than he's already got right now. Well, you see the circles up top, ready to see what's transpiring in the lanes down below here. Coming up in the women's 100-meter backstroke. B final action to start us off. We'll see the American record holder coming up in just a little bit in Reagan Smith. Current world champ as well. A look at the competitors here in the B, including Anna Poplawski from Indiana Swim Club, 7th in the 200 freestyle. You've got Amy Fulmer, who was 7th in the 50 back. And Tegan Odell, teenager from Mission Viejo Natadores, the 16-year-old, won the B final of the 200 back. Trying to see if she can take another B here in the 100 back.
Boy, no other country in the world is even close to the United States in this event, Jason. How'd you like to be Amy Fulmer, going 59.9, breaking a minute, which is a huge barrier. Very few swimmers in the world can do that and get 9th. It's just astounding how fast the United States is in the 100 backstroke. Fulmer was out quick this morning, 28.9 on the way out. Only swimmer to break 29 seconds, and again, the only one to break a minute.
Teenager Odell in lane 7.
Yeah, they just keep coming up, don't they?
Yep.
I mean, Kennedy Noble's an example of the next state final. You know, not many people have heard of her, and then all of a sudden, there she comes making the A final. And then lane 1, Leah Shackley, 16 years old.
Regional YMCA. Shackley right now with the advantage. Can she make it stand up from the outside?
And Odell up there in 7, 2 youngsters.
And Odell with that furious finish. Good enough to get it done as she breaks a minute for the first time in her life. 59.73 to get her second B final win of the week.
It's just amazing. Josephine Fuller, never broken a minute. How about that? Another one, 2 more breaking a minute here tonight.
Well, the action continuing here at the Phillips 66 National Championships. More backstroke work to come. First, let's take you back to the women's 50 back final. Here's how Rowdy and Kai called the thrilling finish. Time now for the women's 100 back, presented by Toyota. Toyota, proud partner of USA Swimming and Team USA. Let's go places. Reagan Smith, American record holder, world champion in this race from last summer in Budapest, chasing a third national title at this meet, already claiming the crowns in the 200 back and 200 fly, and oh so close there as well in the 50 back. Won't be easy though here in the 100 back. It is a tremendous field, including Ryan White, fourth in this race in Tokyo, won bronze in the 200 back at Worlds last summer, second of the 200 back here at Nationals. For the 23-year-old from Wolfpack Elite, Isabel Stadden from California Aquatics, sixth in the 100 back, fifth in the 50 back so far here in Indy. Kennedy Noble from Wolfpack Elite, the 19-year-old personal best in prelims by over a second and a half, cracked a minute for the first time. She was fourth in the 200 back. And there's the reigning world champ from Sun Devil Swimming, 21-year-old originally from Lakeville, Minnesota, fastest in heats by over a second. Catherine Burkhoff, current world silver medalist in the 50 back, showed you that thrilling finish over Smith to win the national title in that race here. She was second quick in the heats with a new PB. Claire Curzan, 5 medals at Worlds last summer for the 19-year-old from Alto Swim Club, including bronze in this race, still trying to race her way onto the world team this year. Phoebe Bacon, Tokyo Olympian, won world silver at the 200 back last summer. She's coming off a personal best in the prelims here in the 100 back. And Olivia Smoliga, 2019 world champ of the 50 back, fourth in that race here, fourth in the 100 free so far. Rowdy, there are medals, accolades all around, including Burkhoff, who can get it done at the shorter distance. Can anybody challenge Reagan Smith? Claire Curzan, again, she's been close this week, Rowdy, in her variety of events. 2/3 and a 4th.
How do you isolate any of these swimmers? They're all just incredible. This is not an event for the weak-hearted. 6 Americans ranked in the top 10 in the world last year. 4 of them this year. Without question, in my mind, the most amazing event right now for American women is the 100 backstroke. The swimmer who finishes 5th or 6th would probably medal at the World Championships. That's how good they are. And Reagan Smith has a chance at the world record.
Reagan Smith charging in front by 4/10 over Burkhoff. Stadden there in third.
I said she needed to be 27-7 or 27-8 to have a chance. Her American record, 57-57. Easy to remember. Just a touch faster than that is 57-45, and Burkhoff's right with her.
Burkhoff coming on strong in lane number 5. Smith trying to hold on. Down to the wire again, just like the 50 back at the wall. Reagan Smith there. 57.71 seconds, just off her own American record, but good enough to snare her 3rd national title of the meet. U.S. Open record, though, it is here for Reagan Smith. Fastest swim ever on U.S. soil.
She's so close, too. Just fell off just a touch at the end. That is the 2nd fastest time in the world this year, just behind the world record holder, Kayla McCune. And Burkhoff throws in the 3rd fastest time in the world this year. Watch her start straight back. Look at how firm she is on that block. And then just flies right over the water, like she's flying, like she's taking off. And then just great undulation. Everybody talks about the ankle flexibility, the lower back flexibility. She has it all. Good turn right there in the middle. And then that catch and pivot, the breakout she has, 15 meters down the pool. Catch and pivot, catch and pivot. And just feeling the flow into the wall. It's so close. She'll have another chance when we get to Japan.
So Reagan Smith, it is a U.S. Open record in taking the title with Catherine Burkhoff second, our winner with Kira.
Reagan, another incredible race, another U.S. Open record. How would you describe tonight?
Tonight was awesome. There's a great group of girls who are all racing tonight, and Catherine gave me a really awesome race, and I'm glad I got my hand to the wall first, and I'm super pleased with that time.
Rowdy said that this event is not for the weak-hearted. Can you put into perspective just how competitive this American group of women is?
It's an insanely talented group of women. I think I heard the announcer say that we're like, the top 15 fastest times ever. So this is a really stacked event. All these girls would be amazing internationally too. It's just, it really goes to show how talented America is at swimming, especially backstroke.
And especially you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Reagan Smith is smiling and speedy right now and picking up a trio of Phillips 66 national titles in Indy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award ceremony for the women's 100 meters backstroke. Presenting the awards for the women's 100 backstroke is a three-time Olympian who captured a silver medal in the 400 IM and bronze in the 200 backstroke at the 2012 Olympic Games in London, Elizabeth Beisel. Finishing in third place with a 58.59 from Alto Swim Club, Claire Curzan. Finishing in second place with a 58.01 from Wolfpack Elite, Catherine Burkhoff. And your 2023 Phillips 66 national champion with a championship and U.S. Open record time of 57.71 from Sun Devil Swimming, Reagan Smith.
Reagan Smith in a familiar spot this week, top step of the podium here in Indy.
Man, Claire Curzan, what a race she had, and what a meet she's had. Claire Curzan finished third, y'all, and she was in the emergency room last week. Talked to her dad about this. IV fluids, was out of the water for 6 days until the day before the meet started. And yet she gave it this unbelievable try and just has had an amazing meet considering.
Ready for the backstroke here. Men's edition in the 100-meter back. B final to take a look at first. In some names to look on potentially for the future, like Daniel Deal, the 17-year-old from YMCA of Cumberland. He was close to the 200 back, third there, and just missing making the A final here in the 100 back. Tommy Jansen made a couple of A finals out of Notre Dame in lane 7 in the 50 and 200 back, and here working in the B.
Yeah, the American men not quite as strong as the women in the 100 back, but pretty stout. I mean, 4 guys ranked in the top 10 in the world this year, 4 last year, 4 of the 8 fastest last year. for Americans. There's Nick Albiero, who has had a solid meet. 3, now 4 different B finals. A lot of second swims for him. All those B finals will be semi-finals next year. So a lot of these swimmers are trying to take heart of that. Some of the veterans should understand that this is a building block for next summer. Some of the youngsters, like you said, Deal 17, is saying to himself, you know, I'm doing pretty good. I'm 17, I'm hanging with the big boys.
Jansen again, having a strong week. A couple of A finals. He and Deal are 1-2 right now.
5'9" Jansen was. He's up there in lane number 7. You can barely see him up there with that white cap. Oh, things are, oh boy. Another one. B final, the 6'10" separated him coming in. Well, you can see why.
Deal, can he get it done? He will. Daniel Deal, the 17-year-old victorious. A deadlock for second there between Hunter Tapp and Nate Stoffel. Just about a 10th behind, and Jansen not too far away either, about a 10th and a half in 4th.
Yeah, 16/100ths of a second. I don't even know where to circle. Start 1, 2, 3, 4. How's that for 16/100ths of a second separating the top 4 swimmers there?
A telestrator workout down the stretch here in the B.
I'm a master.
Daniel Deal winning. Time now for the men's 100-meter backstroke final. Ryan Murphy lost his world record last summer, still holds the American record. The Rio Olympic champ from 2016 in this event. He's been in some thrillers at nationals like this one from 2018.
And now please welcome the championship final in the men's 100-meter backstroke.
Now Ryan Murphy has come up clutch so many times in his career. A pair of backstroke Olympic golds in Rio. Again, a host of Olympic and world medals since, including the 200 back world title last summer in Budapest, a race he's already won here at these nationals. Murphy in a familiar spot as the top qualifier in lane 4 here for this 100 back final. Rest of the field getting ready, including Wyatt Davis from the University of Michigan swim team in lane number 1. Personal best in the heats to make it in. Lane 2, Christopher O'Connor from Longhorn Aquatics, 21-year-old. Lifetime best for him too in the prelims. Hunter Armstrong from New York Athletic Club, world bronze in the 100 back last summer, world record holder in the 50 back, second in that race here in Indy. There's Ryan Murphy, veteran from California Aquatics, has that top qualifying time by about 10th and a half over his training teammate Destin Lasco from California Aquatics, 21-year-old, right behind Murphy in qualifying, just like he was right behind him in the 200 back, running second. Justin Ress, the 50-meter backstroke world champion last year and the 50 back national champion this week from Mission Viejo Nadadors. Jack Akins from Swim Atlanta, 20-year-old, third in the 200 back. And Adam Chaney out of the University of Florida, won the B final in the 50 back, bumps himself up to race here in this championship final in the 100 back. Well, Armstrong, Murphy, and Lasko, as you look at Hunter, who was on the podium at Worlds last summer. Rowdy among that backstroke training group in Berkeley at Cal Aquatics. Lanes 3, 4, and 5. This would be a little more than a practice swim there in Berkeley here, vying for a national title.
Backstroke U, they call it. Right here, these three guys. Don't forget rest.
Take your marks.
I think that's where the race comes from. In the middle of the pool, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 2 races going on here. The speed of Armstrong and Murph and Rest, and then the back half of Lasko. He may be dead last at the 50, but boy, he's got a great last 50. He's up there with a yellow cap. Again, he'll be last.
Well, you talked about speed from Justin Rest, the world champ in the 50 back. Right there, Hunter Armstrong, world record holder in the mix. 2 along with Ryan Murphy, separated by less than a half a 10.
25-39, they both were Armstrong and Murphy, but Rex is right there with him. And here comes Lasko. Here comes Lasko.
You talked about the closing ability for him. Murphy and Hunter Armstrong looking like they'll go 1-2. The win to Hunter Armstrong. Ryan Murphy there in second, 600s behind. Second straight team trials. Hunter Armstrong wins the 100 back.
Boy, that's another guy I'm happy for. He's had a tough meet here. Was second in the 50. Didn't have a great 100 freestyle. Didn't final in that. And you know what? You shouldn't doubt a guy that's the 6th fastest performer in history. One of the few swimmers in history ever to break 52. Only 6 guys have done it in history. He's one of them. He's right there with the black cap. The legend. If you're looking up dictionary and you're looking up Ryan Murphy, you're gonna have legend right next to his name. He's not gonna go down easy. He went down here, but those are the 2nd and 3rd fastest times in history. That strong core, though, that Hunter has, leads to that great rhythm and timing he has. And a great swim for Rest. Really good. He goes right on his best time.
Well, again, talked about that grouping at the center of the pool, and they did deliver. Hunter Armstrong takes it over Ryan Murphy. Then it's Justin Rest and Destin Lasko. Hunter is with Kira.
Hunter, congratulations, a national title. How proud are you of that performance?
I'm incredibly proud. I haven't been really on my best this meet, so I'm really glad I was able to pull through.
You know, every meet comes with its own set of challenges. What was the mindset coming into today's race?
Just do the best I can. The goal was always to peak at Worlds, and I definitely underestimated the field in a lot of our events. We have some incredible talent, and hopefully we can pull it together for Worlds.
I'm sure you'll be able to. I just talked to Reagan about the incredible field that the women have in the backstroke. Describe what the field is like for the men and just how competitive it is.
It is way more competitive than I've ever seen. I mean, we got Destin and Murph. Just incredible. We have amazing young talent like Daniel and Jack. It's really amazing to be a part of that tradition.
Well, your performance was amazing tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, I talked about Armstrong being the 2nd and 3rd fastest times in the world in history with Ryan Murphy. It's actually 2nd and 3rd in the world this year. They already have the 2nd and 6th fastest in history.
Tonight's winners here from the Phillips 66 National Championships. And Rowdy, some of the stars really showing out again, picking up multiple wins here for the week.
Hard to pick between the swims of the night. You love this guy right here making his first national team. Johnston, Nick Fink, and Reagan Smith. Second fastest times in the world for both of them, along with Armstrong. What a night. And then you can never forget the legends Ledecky and Keene.
4 nights down, 1 more to go. Can't wait to see what transpires on the final night here of these Phillips 66 National Championships from Indianapolis. Hope you join us once again. See you back here 7 o'clock Eastern on Peacock for the final day of action from Indy. For Rowdy Gaines and Kira Dixon and our entire NBC Sports crew, this is Jason App saying so long for now from Indy in the Phillips 66 National Championships.
Tonight's award presenter represented Team USA in the 200-meter backstroke at the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio. Please welcome Jacob Pebley. Your third place finisher with a time of 52.90, representing Mission Viejo, Justin Ress. Finishing second in a time of 52.39 from California Aquatics, Ryan Murphy. And your 2023 Phillips 66 National Champion of the 100-meter backstroke and a winning time of 52.33 for the New York Athletic Club, Hunter Armstrong. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists in the men's 100-meter backstroke, led by your champion, Hunter Armstrong.
Back to the top of our event order we go. It's time for the C&D finals. That means event number 23, the women's 400 freestyle, is up next, staging the C final at this time. C final. Final of the women's 400 freestyle. In the water, Emma Hastings of Wolfpack Elite in lane 1, Michaela Mattis of the Sarasota Sharks in lane 2, Abby Carlson of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 3, Kayla Hahn in lane 4 for La Mirada Armada, Aurora Roquer of Alto Swim Club in 5, Lindsay Bowen of Carmel Swim Club in lane 6, Chase Travis of Wolfpack Elite in 7, and Maddie Mintinko of Pikes Peak Athletics is in lane 8. 100 meters in, 59.83 for Maddie Mintinko in lane number 8. Mintinko was a 4:14.85 this morning, exactly 3 seconds off of her personal best, but she's out strong with a 59.8, leading the way here in the C final. Mintinko is still in the lead. 6/10 is the lead as she goes a 31.9 on that third 50. 131.7. Continuing to have a fast opening 200 meters right now is Mintinko, the 15-year-old from Pikes Peak Athletics. 4:11.85 her best time. She turned that in back in April at the Tier Pro Swim Series in Westmont. Has been in the low 4-teens range quite a few times. 4:13.0 at the Tier Pro Swim in Mission Viejo as well. Mintinko 2:03.84. She has a 0.7 of a second lead. Aurora Rockhair moved up into second with a 32.0 heading into the halfway point. Rockhair's gaining ever so slightly on Mintinko, 31.4 to Mintinko's 31.6. That lead now down to half a second with 150 meters remaining. .100 meters remaining. Rockhair looks like she's taking the lead. Nope, spoke too soon. It's Mintinko still in the lead, 3:07.47. 2/10 ahead of Rockhair, who's in 5. Aurora Rockhair, a 4:13.09 in the prelims. That was a best time for her. Prior to that, it was from last year's national championships, a 4:13.8. So dropping about 0.7 of a second to make it into this C final. You saw some really fast A and B 400s, but the depth of the 400 freestyle this morning was incredible. Times that would have made the A final last year found themselves in the C and D finals even this year. As Sockwell would say, swimflation is a very real thing, and we're seeing it in the water. Lane 2 making a charge, Michaela Mattis of the Sarasota Sharks. Can she get her hand on the wall first? Oh, it'll be Mintinko. 4:10.34 for her, a 1.5 drop off of her best time to win the C final. A great final 50 meters, 30.5 to close it out. Mattis does finish in second with a 4:10.73. And then Aurora Rockhair's 4:10.84 will finish in third, but it's a solid drop of almost 3 seconds from her best time swum this morning. D final of the women's 400 freestyle. Summer Cardwell, University of Louisville, starts us off in lane 1 here in the D final. Kayla Wilson of Alto Swim Club in 2. Lainey Mullins of the Suburban Seahawks in 3. Kate Hurst of Scarlet Aquatics in 4. Hannah Bellern of Club Wolverine in 5. Lily Nesty, Gator Swim Club in 6. Wisconsin Aquatics Blair Stoneberg in 7. And Adina Swim Club's Katie McCarthy filling out the field in lane 8. 100 meters down, 1:00.80 for Nesty. In lane 6, the 16-year-old from Gator Swim Club. It's a listed best time of 4:14.50, was a 4:18 this morning. So looking to close that gap back again. A new leader at the 150 mark. Hannah Bellard moves into the top spot, a 1/10 of a second ahead of Nesty. 32.0 on that third 50. The only person with a faster split was Kate Hurst, who's in 7th, but 7th is actually not that far out of it. Only a second of a gap separates all 8 of these ladies. As we hit the halfway point here, Bellard at 2:04.9. And a strong split from Bellard there to head into the halfway point, 31.9. .150 meters remaining, more of the same since that halfway point. Hannah Bellard in the lead, Lily Nesty in second. But I did mention earlier, Kate Hurst, she has moved up into third, 32.2. But she still has some work to do if she's going to track down Bellard, who's in the lead. Hannah Bellard's 4:16.61 in the prelims was a little bit more than 5 seconds off of her personal best. She swam that last year at the Swimming Futures Championships in Cary, July of 2022. Here comes the final turn in the women's D final 400 freestyle. Bellard in the lead. Hurst moving up into second, but Bellard has hit another gear and seems to be leaving everybody else in the dust. She'd need a really smoking fast finish in order to go a best time, but she's definitely on her way to winning this D final. Solid battle for second and third is brewing. Kate Hurst looks like she has that sewn up as well. Bellard will win it with a 4:12.75. 4:14.27 for Kate Hurst, finishing in second. That's a best time for her. And third placed is Katie McCarthy with a 4:14.89. And that is a best time for her by 0.02 of a second.
Event 24, men's 400-meter freestyle. C final. Lane 1, Lakeside Aquatic Club, Cooper Lucas. 2, Long Island Aquatic Club, Sean Green. 3, Jersey Wahoo's Henry McFadden. 4, Kentucky Aquatics, Nick Caruso. 5, Tennessee Aquatics, Joey Tepper. 6, Auburn University, Mason Mathias. 7, Longhorn Aquatics, Kobe Carosa. 8, Nova of Virginia, Nathan Sobota. That's Carosa of Longhorn, 55.19. Couple best times from a pair of 15-year-olds in this field this morning, with Sean Green throwing down a 3:54.02 to move up to number 18 in the all-time rankings for that age group. Right behind him, Sobota in lane 8 at 3:54.54. That has him at number 25 all-time. Contending here with Carosa, part of the 800 freestyle relay at the NCAA championships for the University of Texas. Carosa through the 200 at 1:54.21. Across the pool, Cooper Lucas, lane 1, 1:55.06. Then Joey Tepper, 1:55.10. Tepper out of the University of Tennessee. .28.9 on that 50 from Nick Caruso. Lane 4, Kentucky Aquatics, the 19-year-old, was a 3:52.2 this morning. Get that spot in lane 4. Caruso looking to take over this race. And staying with him from Auburn in lane 6, Mason Mathias. 100 meters to go. Caruso turns at 2:53.9 with the lead by a quarter second over Mathias. In the third, Cooper Lucas, lane 1. Caruso making the move at the right time and not looking back. 28.7 on that 50, but Sobota in lane 8, Nova, Virginia, with a 28.6 to jump from 7th to 2nd over 50 meters. And what kind of speed does Sobota have left? 15 meters to go. Caruso in 4, Sobota in 8. Sobota going to make a big leap in those all-time rankings. Caruso gets the win at 3:51.20. And the second place time, 3:52.49. That'll put Nathan Sobota up to number 10 all-time in the 15-16 age group. Third is Henry McFadden. Brings it home in a 28.7 to finish at 3:53.11. D final. D finalist in 1, King Aquatic Club, Aiden Hammer. 2, Sandpipers, Dylan Wright. 3, Laker Swim, Ryan Aerosmith. 4, Carmel Swim Club, Greg Enoch. 5, Pleasanton Seahawks, Luka Mijarovic. 6, Sandpipers, Luke Ellis. 7, Tide Swimming, Bobby D'Annunzio. 8, Longhorn, Daniel Lee. Mijarovic already with 2 national age group records here in Indianapolis, throwing down a 150 point in the 200 freestyle in the time trial, and lowering his own 400 meter freestyle national age group record this morning with a performance of 3:55.74. He leads the 100 at 56.09. .29.7 there from Mijarovic. 29.44, Ryan Arisman, lane 3. 16-year-old from Laker Swim has been as fast as 3:54.42 in this event. That has him at number 23 in the 15-16 rankings. And it looks like Arisman will take the lead into the 200-meter as Luke Ellis draws even with Miljarovic in 5. Arisman, 1:55.62. .29.5 there from Arisman. Looks like he's got the strength to get through these last 350s. Continuing to pull away from this field. 29.8 from Miljarovic, 29.7 from Luke Ellis. He's in 3rd from lane 6. Enoch in lane 4, Carmel Swim Club 30.0. Enoch 3:54.7 this morning for the 16-year-old. $100 to go. 2:55.0 from Arisman, 2:55.8 from Miljarovic, and a 2:55.9 from Ellis. Luke Ellis continuing to work that tempo. Let's check these final splits here. 30.0 for Arisman, 29.3 Miljarovic. He's actually found some new energy as he trails by just 0.14 of a second. 30.1 from Ellis in lane 6, Sandpipers. Luka Miljarovic, 3:55.74 NAG record this morning. He comes back in the final session with a 3:53.19. How about that? Another national age group record for the swimmer out of Pleasanton, Luka Miljarovic. Second, Ryan Arisman, 3:54.08. And taking third, Luke Ellis, 3:55.32.
What a 400 freestyle we have had today. Let's keep the fun rolling as we head to event 25, the women's 100 meters breaststroke. C final. Final women's 100 breaststroke underway. Lucy Thomas in 1, Olivia Anderson in 2, Molly Sweeney in 3, Addie Robillard in 4, Josie Penitz in 5, Ryan Mellett in 6, Danielle Malilly in 7, and Elle Scott in lane 8. .50 meters in, Lucy Thomas with the lead, 31.61. She was a 1:10.49 this morning. Her best time, a 1:07. She's right on that pace, trending towards a 1:07, maybe a 1:08 low, if she can hold this speed. Here comes lane 3, lane 5, and lane 6. That's Sweeney, Penitz, and Mellett. Everybody's pulling even. Here comes Robillard as well. Your guess is as good as anybody's. It's Molly Sweeney, 1:08.76, 0.03 of a second. Addie Robillard goes from 6th to 2nd with a 1:08.79. Robillard dipping under 1:09 after dipping under 1:10 for the first time in her career this morning. D final. Denise Phelan in 1, Campbell Stoll in 2, Avery Clamfith in 3, Mary Cespedes in 4, Caroline Bricker in 5, Danny Carna in 6, Lainey Kruger in 7, and Jessie Lee in lane 8. How about it? Some outside smoke from Denise Phelan. 110.26 for her, winning the D final of the women's 100 breaststroke. Second place, Campbell Stoll's 112.08. Excuse me. Caroline Bricker's 110.51, and then third place is Jessie Lee's 110.65.
Let's go to event 26 in the men's 100-meter breaststroke. C final. Lane 1 is Joshua Chen. 2, Aiden Crowley. 3, Andy Dobrzansky. 4, Derek Moss. 5, Colin Fury. 6, Alex Sanchez. 7, Luke Barr. 8, Watson Wynn. .28.6 from Dobrzansky of Sun Devil Swimming. Andy was a 101.78 in the prelims. Beside him is Derek Moss, 28.7 going out. A swimmer out of the University of Alabama. And then you got the Dallas Mustangs, Colin Fury in lane 5 out of SMU. Fury gaining some ground, Moss with the lead in 4. Moss and Dobrzansky still there at the touch. It's gonna go to Derek Moss, 101.54. By 3/100ths ahead of Dobrzansky. Third, Aiden Crowley with a strong finish for Louisville and a 101.73 out of lane 2. D final. Lane 1, Josh Bay. 2, Jordan Willis. 3, Logan Brown. 4, Charles Edgeland. 5, Daniel Lee. 6, Jed Gardner. 7, Ben Delmar. Lane 8, Andrew Zoe. Got an 18 and under final assembled here for you. It's a big swimming this week from Josh Bay, Highland Hurricanes. He's in lane 1. It's Logan Brown with a 29.20. Fleet swimming. It was a 102.5 this morning. Good opening speed for Brown. Edgeland in second. Third is Bay in 1. Still Logan Brown with the lead from lane 3. Edgeland with that tempo. Looks to be gaining. And here in the D final, a 102.18 gets the win for Logan Brown. Good drop from his morning swim. Edgeland second, 102.59. Taking third, Daniel Lee of Rose, 102.78, lane 5.
Our next event is the women's 100-meter backstroke. This is the C final. C final of the women's 100 backstroke underway. Ebony McCarty in 1, Olivia Bray in 2, Charlotte Crush in 3, Morgan Scott in 4, Paige Hetrick in 5, Anya Mostek in 6, Naya Funderburk in 7, and Casey McKenna in lane 8. $50 down, 50 to go, 29.1 for Paige Hetrick leading the way. She was a 101.22 this morning, just off of her personal best that she actually set at last year's international team trials in Greensboro. She was a 101.48 at the Indy Spring Cup back in May, so she's been on form for sure. Pretty tightly bunched field here. Mostek looks like she may get her hand to the wall first. Yes, she does. 101.04 for Anya Mostek, finishing in first and lowering her best time that she swam in the morning yet again this evening. D final. Grace Rapp in lane 1. Her teammate Emma Kern is in 2. Lexi Stevens in 3. Claire Logan in 4. Tess Halley in 5. Emily Hamill in 6. Charlotte Wilson in 7. And JoJo Ramey is in lane 8. Five meters to go. Claire Logan. Tess Howley rather. 101.40 for Howley. Going about 0.4 of a second faster than her prelim swim to win the B final. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a disqualification to report in the D final, lane 2 for 15-meter violation.
That brings us to the men's 100-meter backstroke. C final. Lane 1, Caleb Mogdari. 2, William Modglin. 3, Aiden Stoffel. 4, Jack Wilkening. 5, Brendan Burns. 6, Marcus Gentry. 7, Jacob Molisek. Lane 8, Ian Grum. .54s out of most of these competitors in the prelims. Molisek, 26.14. Lead split at the 50. The 27-year-old out of Texas Ford Aquatics. Leading Aiden Stoffel of Auburn in lane 3. Wilkening, University of Michigan in 4. Stoffel right on that lane line, but he's got this tempo. And way out in front here coming to the finish, Aiden Stoffel with a 53.62, shaves an entire second off his morning swim. Second is William Modglin, 54.67. Third, Jack Wilkening, 54.86. C final results are unofficial. D final. Lane 1 is JT Ewing, 2 Joe Hayburn, 3 Adriano Ariotti, 4 Hudson Williams, 5 Sam Loren, 6 Johnny Crush, 7 Keaton Jones. Lane 8 is Sam Powell. There goes Keaton Jones of Swim Neptune. 4 of a kind this morning with a 55-55. Hudson Williams, 26-8 out of the turn for New Albany Aquatic Club. And Keaton Jones reaches in with a 54.34 to take the win in the final race of the evening. Hudson Williams second, 55.45, and third from lane 1, JT Ewing. Wolfpack Elite, 55.67. C final results are now official.
One more day to go. Indianapolis, thank you so much for joining us here on night number 4. A fast night and a great morning still awaits. Women and men's 200 individual medley, and then the great splash and dash, the 50 freestyle to cap it off. Distance afternoon starts around 3 o'clock. We'll keep that timeline updated with all of our coaches, swimmers, and team managers. Women's 1500, men's 800. Final start tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Our final day of competition right around the corner. Phillips 66 National Championships almost all wrapped up, and our teams almost completely stacked with great American swimming. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here tonight. Drive safe. We'll see you in the morning.